Morning, Chief Swan. We're here for the mayor's budget hearing for the Office of Emergency Management. You just finished your fire department one, so you know how it's going to roll. I'm going to offer a couple of comments, and then we'll turn the floor over to you. As you know, Chief, the last couple of years we've seen some significant increases in revenue, more than $200 million. This year we're not anticipating quite that level, so we've asked departments to come essentially with a status quo budget. That way we can stay within our current tax rate, which is the city's lowest in history, and still provide the high quality level of service to the community that we have done for the last couple of years. I'm joined this morning by the Finance Director, Ms. Talia Lomax O'Neill, and by the city's Chief Strategy Officer, Brian Kelsey. Additionally, Council Lady Taneka Vircher is here from the Metro Council Budget and Finance Committee, where she is the chair. We can all wish her the best in that role. Chief, I'll turn the floor over to you, and we'll probably have a couple of questions at the end.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you. Well, as you stated, I was just here, and I'm going to stay put. I want to first just say, again, I want to thank you guys for the budget prepping that's been taking place, and to you, Mayor, and again to Brian for allowing us to be here today. I do want to take a moment to introduce to my right, Executive Administrator Drusilla Martin. She handles our budget and for us at the Office of Emergency Management. And then also, as I stated earlier, is a host of men and women that do an incredible job every day for the Office of Emergency Management. It's a small department as far as we have a total of 9 full-time and 2 part-time personnel, and then about 50 volunteers that do such an incredible job every day. And I just want to tell them how proud I am of them, and also being the director of the Office of Emergency Management. I will take just a quick second to explain that the Office of Emergency Management merged up under the fire department because it's just such a good fit because of the work that they do. And it's just rightfully so to merge them up under us. It's the right thing to do. And also there's others. I do want to recognize Richie in the back and others that's helped us with this budget process. I think I will say Talia's done a remarkable job of sort of helping us prep for this budget, as she always does. So I thank you, Talia, for that, and Richie and Ken and others that participate with that. Now, OEM has a lot of accomplishments that has occurred over the past 2 years. Our dedicated employees and volunteers work hard on training, preparedness, response, and recovery efforts, not only for Nashville, but as a request for mutual aid and responses. In short, the Office of Emergency Management continues to work closely with key metro departments, the state, the federal government, and partner agencies, ensuring that Metro community, the community of Metro and our government is strong and ready to go when we have a disaster that actually strikes. I'm going to hit just a couple of the highlights, some of the things that we do. Our OEM dispatch center is a 24-hour dispatch center. It coordinates and have taken over 70,000 calls this year. These calls include resource coordination through multiple agencies like NES, Piedmont, Gas, Water, Public Works, Animal Control, the State Public Works, Schools, Security, Parks, the National Weather Service, and of course Fire and PD, and many other agencies that we deal with every day. But they also include responses made by our field coordinators and emergency response units. That's what we like to call our ESUs, our volunteer pool. They have responded to over 500 incidents. In addition, we successfully assist and coordinated resources in over 164 special events. Our Swiftwater K-9 teams responded with the Nashville Fire Department to fulfill a federal emergency task due to major flooding we've seen in South Carolina, Texas, and Florida. Leading agency in aiding our local universities, Bridgestone Arena, Nissan Stadium, and successfully receiving the Storm Ready National Certification. We have certified swift water instructors and certified dive instructors, which are the only certified diver rescue instructors here in Nashville or Davidson County. Big accomplishment. We support annually the Special Olympics. Our K-9 team has become the most requested K-9 team in the state for ground and water rescue and recovery efforts. Our comprehensive emergency management plan, which is the city's primary resource for any potential danger, underwent a full revision and was completed July 1st of 2017. We create, coordinate, instruct workshops across the state of Tennessee for the deaf and hard of hearing communities and emergency responders. Safety is our benchmark. By utilizing social media outlets, websites, and scheduled news media interviews, we develop a safety and preparedness process to ensure the public receives the most up-to-date information. So we do a lot of great things with a small staff, but we are the gatherer of resources when a time of disaster strikes, from something as small as a weather event to something as huge as a WMD, a weapons of mass destruction, or where everybody likes to refer to the 2000 flood. But we have had tornado events in the past years that will have us activate our EOC, Emergency Operations Center, when we pull all of the resources of Nashville infrastructures together so we can collectively come up with a plan of action to take care of whatever problem we're facing. So either the directors of that department or their representative will be there so we can sort of orchestrate what actions that needs to be taken. So again, Mayor, I humbly come before you and knowing that the situation, our budget we're facing, but with OEM dispatchers, we are, of course, in a need. We have a 24-hour dispatch, as I just stated earlier, and it's imperative that we have this dispatch because, again, it coordinates all the efforts when we get on the scene, when a scene is actually, a call is activated, and it will be activated for more than, it could be hours, days, or even weeks, where somebody has to monitor what goes on at that particular scene. Currently, we have 4 dispatchers in order to operate a 24-hour dispatch. And I'm sure it doesn't take a lot of math for you to realize how difficult that is. It puts a strain on on the staff, where we have to use our operational staff to help cover dispatch. When this happens, it just creates a overtime issue. It creates a morale issue, and of course, God forbid, when we're actually if one of the dispatchers during the week, after hours or on a weekend, they don't have anyone there to actually give them relief. If they have to take lunch or use a bathroom or a break, they have to take a portable radio with them because they cannot leave the dispatch center without having some form of communication, and they're by themselves. So we're asking that we could, if we obtain 2 dispatchers, this will put a number at 6 where it will be manageable to manage this 24-hour dispatch center that we currently have. The 24-hour watch points come to play when we start looking at the emergencies that we deal with every day. And I know the question is always asked, well, we have a 911 center. Why can't they do the dispatching for the Office of Emergency Management? Twofold here, and I'm sure I do not want to talk for the ECC because I know they're coming in behind us, but I'm sure Michelle would tell you the same thing that I'm about to tell you because we've talked about this. The 911 is more geared for, you got an emergency, you need a response, it needs to be taken care of, and they are inundated with, I'm sure, over 1 million calls for the emergency management dispatchers. What we do is, if a call is made, say of a typical fire, ECC will dispatch the resources that are needed to manage that call, and then they will send it up to the Office of Emergency Management Dispatch, because we monitor the call while active. They may need Red Cross. They may need Public Works or NES. So we are constantly monitoring the calls, and what it does, it sort of cuts the time down, because there's a resource there that talks directly to the command of that scene and able to get whatever resources they need there in a timely fashion. So I have said quite a few things, but I am open for questions from you guys.
Yes, I think for the listening audience, Chief, it might be helpful for them to hear from you, other than, the ECC, where your calls come from.
Right, absolutely.
Where these 79,000 calls come from. I think to best understand your budget request, they need to understand that.
Absolutely. Well, we have our calls are a collage of calls from multiple agencies. As I stated earlier, they could be NES calls. They can be calls from Piedmont Gas. We deal a lot with Public Works out-to-hour calls, animal control. We work closely with the school security. Even after hours, those calls roll into our dispatch center.
So are these the 862-8600 calls, or are they like NES has a line and it's rolling to you all? I just want to make sure that people understand how these calls are getting to OEM.
Right. Well, basically, let me try to express it this way. When during the regular day, 8-hour day, mostly when 911 centers are called and it goes to ECC, they will take and try to manage the call. They will send out whatever is needed to the scene for that particular call. Then the 911, will actually transfer the call up to OEM. And then from that point, OEM will manage that call for whatever need that may occur. That's every day, 24/7. And then also, if it's as long as it's not pertaining to a life and death call, the Office of Emergency Management gets involved with that call. And then after hours, we talked a little bit about how when like NES calls or especially animal control or public work calls, some of those will roll over into us. When they may have a dispatch that's more of your typical Monday through Friday, 8-hour days, but after hours, those calls will roll into our dispatch. Even school security, we're seeing a big jump in calls there because we know that they've done some things due to the recent shootings and stuff, and school shootings, and their security has heightened. But after-hour calls actually come into our center.
Okay, I think that's helpful.
So I will say I do have a list of. I can go quickly down: Public Works, Animal Control, School Security, General Services, Radio Shop, TDOT, Metro Water, NES, Corps of Engineers, Codes, of course, Fire Department, PD, and Nashville International Airport is just to name a few of those calls. But again, we touch everybody. I mean, that's the job of the Office of Emergency Management. We're just the resource of tools that are needed to manage any crisis that we're facing.
Go ahead, Brian.
So I got a couple questions. So let me follow up on this issue of call volume.
Mm-hmm.
We spent some time talking about Hub Nashville, the development of a kind of a modern 311 system here, and during the ITS budget hearing. How do you anticipate that impacting your call volumes?
Well, let me say that you're talking about the Hub, Nashville Hub, which is a great, I think, this came about but I see that more as an informational resource where people may call and ask for certain things, and I know they report like there's a sign missing, or they call to get information, and that's great. But what it doesn't do is handle emergencies that are needed quickly and expediently. So when you look at 911 and then the Nashville Hub, in the middle is the Office of Emergency Management. And you still have to remember that the Office of Emergency Management means that there is a situation that needs to be taken care of right then and there, but it may take a while to actually resolve that problem. So even though you have the hub, which is a good resource for the citizens to use to get information, you still have to have the OEM dispatch to actually take care of issues and problems that occur on a daily basis and that may need to be managed for a lengthy amount of time. So I'm sure that is any call system that comes about, it has to have a positive input for our system, but it doesn't take care of or eradicate the calls that we receive.
Okay. Second question, I see Eric Cole sitting back there as the city's chief resilience officer. I know you guys have had a lot of involvement in all of our resilience planning.
Yes, absolutely.
Since it hasn't come up yet, I was wondering if you could just spend a couple minutes talking about that and what your involvement has been in that, and what you see as the outcome of some of that work.
The resiliency plan of Nashville. Well, I work closely with Eric Cole on many numerous ventures, and most of the time when I know someone, it's because they've been involved in some emergency, and we've had to work together to try to take care of issues and problems. But with the resiliency plan, I know Eric has been out with us multiple times to try to figure out how can we tie in preparedness and readiness. And again, with the Office of Emergency Management, that's pretty much our motto. I mean, that's what we do. We try to prepare for the future, prepare for any incidents that may take place, and then make sure that we have all the proper tools to be able to manage that. And I know one of the big things that Eric and our office has been working with is also the management of our alarm system. We also, which is segued me into this, when our 911 dispatch, our OEM dispatchers, one of the things that they do is monitor the weather closely, and when there's a weather event, especially a tornado or whatever, they have to set that alarm off. We get guidance from the National Weather Service to do that, but we're looking at possibly going to a polygon system, is the change in that system, and Eric plays a big role in that to actually just be able to make sure that when we notify the citizens of Davidson County that we have a blanket now that covers everybody when we alarm the citizens of Davidson County by this alarm system. But we're looking at changing the system to be more structured as a more sectioned area. I mean, if there's a tornado warning in Hermitage, then that's the area that we set it off in. But again, we're working closely with Eric, and he's a good partner to work with and pretty easy to understand our circumstances.
One more. Going from 4 to 6 dispatchers, I think, is what we're talking about with your request here.
Yes.
The 2 more. What is the turnover you're experiencing with your existing 4?
Well, at this point in time, these guys have been very great troopers. They've been with us for anywhere between, I think the minimum is 8 years, and we've got some that's even got well over 10. I'm afraid to announce that before I get someone wrong, but we've only had 1 turnover in the last, I guess, 5 years due to family emergencies. They had to leave, but. We also have an EMPG grant that we get from the government every year, and that grant, we received that grant mostly because we have a dispatch center, and if we don't have a dispatch center, of course, we will not qualify for that grant. But to increase that number from 4 to 6, we were allotted 6 in the time past, but I know just like we're in now, we had some budget problems in the past prior before me getting there, and there were some decisions made to cut certain functions, and we suffered in that where we lost 2 dispatchers, and we've been paying the price from it ever since.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Nothing from me on this one. I'm still getting up to speed on this this budget. I'm sure Mr. Cole's going to want to corner me in the coming days, and appreciate all your hard work. Thank you.
Well, appreciate you guys again. Thank you for your time and your attention.